Hey everybody. Welcome to what is this? Probably my fourth video, and that's Lucy. She's my she's my Siamese cat, and that's her playing in her favorite box. Uh, Man, she loves cardboard boxes. I have no idea why. She has since she was a kitten. We used to play hide and seek in cardboard boxes with her when she was a kitten. She would hide, and then you go over and like peek your head over the side, and she would jump out and go to a different box or hide behind something, and then you go over and find her there too. She'd run out and probably just go back to the other box, but she's funny. I love her. But I want to just talk to you real quick today about where I am physically, mentally, emotionally. I'm doing so much better. The week before last, I had two panic attacks in like 3 days, and I haven't had something like that happen in probably like just almost 2 years, and it was tough. I ended up going to the ER, and they treated me like I pretty much knew they were going to. Um, when you have the background that I do in addiction, you don't get treated fairly at hospitals. Before they even would help me, I had to give them a urine screen, and I've had to do that before. I went in with the flu and needed help getting through it because I had a really high fever. It was like 103.4, and it wasn't getting better, so I went in and they had me in a room for like an hour and a half and made me give them a urine screen to prove that I wasn't on drugs first. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. But it's only here that I get treated like that. If I go anywhere else in the country, when I was living in Pittsburgh, I didn't get treated like that. It's just the local ones because I'm in all the computers and that in the Samaritan network, you know. So, uh, yeah, I mean, it was really bad, but I got through it, you know. And there's things that I do to get through it. Usually it just takes, honestly, it just takes time. No matter how bad it is, the only way to get through it without using any meds is finding a calm, safe place to just retreat to. I light these little wax cubes that melt in top of this little melter. Um, Scents work well. I like apple pie. That helps me get through anxiety attacks. Is like having some like very warming sensation, like the scent, and sometimes heat blankets will help. Just feeling comforted, you know. Um, there's videos on YouTube too. I would use these to fall asleep to because I would get really anxious at night before I went to bed, and I would listen to like fantasy music, like fantasy Lord of the Rings, and it would just be like Celtic flutes and things like that. Things that just like reminded me of like almost like elf music, things like that. I don't know why that helps me. I've just tried tons of different types of music and like calming music, and for some reason those work the best. Um, and it's just crazy because like my final project in my technical writing class right now is I have to make an instruction manual, and I'm making mine on anxiety and how to um, notice early signs like the onset of an anxiety attack and panic attack, and steps that you can take to prevent them, and steps to take to get out of one if you're like in the process of having one, if you're like actually having an attack. Things to pay attention to are like your head. Are you having head changes? Um, is it hard to think or concentrate? Are sounds really, really loud in your head? Is your vision getting blurry? Are parts of your face getting numb? Hard to talk? Can't talk at all? Blood pressure spikes? You get really warm in the face? Those are all things that are like to notice before an anxiety attack takes place. At least in me, those are the things I notice that happen before the actual attack hits. So if I can stop those from happening, sometimes I can keep the actual attack from happening altogether. I've gotten really good at it over the past couple of years. And another thing that's going on in my life, I'm doing a huge presentation and 10-page paper on the heroin epidemic. And it's really interesting that I have found out even more about this disease and how heroin is getting into this country, but it's not due for a few weeks. So if any of you, well, there's one thing I'm looking for more information about, and that's like the actual heroin production and how it's getting into this country, like what channels it's getting into this country through. So if any of you have any information or know where I can find that, and it has to be like reputable information, so like scholarly journals, books, or if you know anything going on in the Jefferson County community in Watertown, let me know. I would love to know where I can find this information, because my presentation is due in like 3 weeks, but I'm going to try and finish it by the end of next week, just so that I can practice giving it for a week or two. I really want to get a good grade on this. This is probably the first presentation that I've ever made that it hasn't been a struggle doing it, because I'm so interested in it. Like, I actually want to be able to use this in my career. I like researching this because, not just because I'm an addict and it's something I've been dealing with, but I want to help my area. I want to help everybody in this country that I possibly can fight the disease of addiction, and especially heroin, because I know how tough heroin addiction is. So yeah, if you guys know anything about the heroin epidemic, production, sales, how it's getting to every corner of this country, gangs that are moving it, anything dealing with the heroin epidemic that is like really interesting. If you know of any good articles about how like different media are portraying the heroin epidemic, like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, like all of that. If you guys see any good articles on those, let me know. Any good docs, let me know. Other than that, yeah, this is, I'll probably put a link when I finish it. I'll put a link or send it to anybody of my that wants to see my presentation. I'll put it out there, and you guys can watch it and let me know what you guys think. It'll probably, I don't know if it'll be a video. I might actually just make it like a keynote or a PowerPoint presentation. I'll probably just do it like that. But I'll put it out there so you guys can see it if you're interested. Other than that, I just want my next, this is something I'm really happy about. I got this new sneaker. Shout out to Sarah. You know who you are. This is the most like amazing gift I think I've ever gotten in a long time, because I mean, I don't think anybody besides my parents have ever bought me a sneaker, but you know, she has been so amazing recently, since I got clean and we started talking again. I mean, she's always there for me, and it really is just incredible that she got these for me, and I'm so grateful for that. She knows everything I've been through, and she was just happy and proud of me and wanted to show me it, and she got me a pair of these, and I'm really excited to show you these, because I don't think there's even another video on YouTube about these. I looked, and the model, don't get me wrong, the model has videos on YouTube, but this actual colorway, there might have only been one, and I think it was just some kid spinning around in circles on feet. But without further ado, you guys know the box, right? Hey, this is the LeBron Soldier 11 SFG, and it is in that, ooh, that sexy. Give me a thumbnail, huh? That wheat colorway. These are so nice, and this is a sole that I've never had before. Right here and right here. This is Nike's Zoom Air technology, and I've never had Zoom before. And let me tell you, it is phenomenal. It is so comfortable. Every time you take a step, you can feel the tensile strength in the Zoom collapsing, but then springing back. So I wore these the other day, and it was the first time that I took my shoes off after being on my feet all day, and like my feet weren't just screaming in pain, because I've gotten bigger over the years, and my feet actually hurt if I'm on them all day now. So it was actually cut down a lot after wearing these. Another little thing about these is on the inside toe, it has LeBron James's initials. So this is the J right here. This one has the L. And this is a really nice shoe. This is all really super buttery suede. I don't know. I'll see if I can get a color change for you guys. Yeah, you can see it a little bit on the side. But I'm using really bad lighting for this video. It's a really yellow light. This is the third time I've made this video, and the first one was great. But at 60% during the upload, it just stopped uploading, and it had a corrupt file. Made it a second time, and what happened the second time? Oh, God. The second time, I watched it back to make sure there weren't any issues, and I realized for like a solid 7 minutes of the video, it was just zoomed in at my nuts. Oh, God. It was, it grossed me out, so I couldn't post it. That's funny. But yeah, that's why it's taken me so long. This is my third video making this. I probably like this one the least because the first one was really good. But whatever. What are you gonna do? But if you guys, back to the shoe, if you guys ever get a chance to get a Zoom sole, you know, the KDs, the KD sneakers, the whole sole is Zoom Air. So I mean, they've got to be like the most comfortable shoe. I mean, this is just Zoom like right here and right here. You can see where the extra bubbles are in the heel and in the forefoot. But literally, it's an entire unit of Zoom Air, and I mean, those have got to be extremely, extremely comfortable. But you know, and people talk about Boost, but I can only get sneakers like that online because we live in such a small community that we just don't get big releases, and when we do get them, it's not much. Like, I've only ever seen a sneaker with Boost in it twice at my local mall, and it's in the NMD, and I tried one on, and I hated it. I just don't think that Adidas sneakers fit my foot well, where the forefoot, on my foot, where the arc is right here, and then it goes out to the forefoot, my foot isn't even that wide, but when I put the NMD on, my feet were like a whole half-inch outside the sole in the shoe, and I feel like if I wore those a lot, my foot would end up just going through the sides of the sneaker after a few weeks. So I just didn't feel comfortable buying them, and honestly, they weren't that comfortable. I think that Nike Air and Zoom is way more comfortable still, at least for me. Maybe thicker Zoom sneakers like the Pure or the Ultra Boost or Yeezys, maybe those. are more comfortable, but I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see the hype. I would still much rather own pretty much any Nike over a lot of the Boost sneakers. Uh, Other than that, I have been wanting a wheat colorway for so long, and the moment that I saw these, man, I knew, I knew I wanted them, and it was just funny because I showed Sarah these because I talked to her about like all of these sneakers that I see coming out, and she listens. Not a lot of people will listen to me talk about sneakers, but and she loved them too, and she surprised me with them. And thank you again, Sarah. I appreciate it. These are awesome. They really are. The only other sneaker that's in the wheat colorway that I have, it's like my holy grail, is the, you guys know how much I love the Nike Air Victor Cruz trainers. I have 2 pairs of the light bones, the white colorway, and spoiler alert, I just got another one, but a different colorway. I'll be making a video of that probably next weekend. If you follow me though on Instagram and SNUPPS and Facebook, you've already seen it. But I'll make a video of it probably next weekend, just so you guys get the lowdown. But yeah, I mean that's where I'm at this week. If you guys could like this and subscribe and turn your notifications on, that'd be great. I'm really trying to grow this so that I can reach the masses and get as many people, involved in recovery and addiction, and just spread the word about addicts. Really, I really want the world to understand that we can change, and that's pretty much the main reason why I'm making these. I'm making these videos because I want you guys to see the things I'm interested in. I like sharing my sneaker collection. I'm going to get into some of my other hobbies too. There's some big Xbox releases coming out that I'll be sharing. But the more people that I can get to like and subscribe and leave comments, guys. Nobody's really been leaving comments. I would love to have this conversation and talk to you about addiction or any questions you have. If you have family members that are struggling and you have any questions, that's mainly what my Facebook is. But if you guys want to follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, it's gsneakerson24. My SNUPPS account is actually Ingers20, INGERS, and then the number 20. But Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube is gsneakerson24. And my Facebook is Gregory Paul Ingerson. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys liked the video. And do you want to say goodbye? I'll get my precious little best friend here. Hold on. Oh, yeah. This is my precious cat, Lucy. When I was really not doing well, this cat stuck by me through the thick and the thin and was my best friend. And she did not have the best life, but she never complained. And now I try to make her life as great as possible because she deserves it, huh? Don't you? She's gonna play with the paper in the Nike LeBron box. But hey, thank you for tuning in. That was Lucy. Oh, here she comes. Hi. Hi. All right, guys. Have a good one.